In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, I would like to welcome all of you students of today's lesson, which is going to be about writing. Today, inshallah, we will write something unique, something different from others if you are thinking of being an actor, for example, okay? Let's see the objectives of today's lesson. Today, inshallah, we will write a description for the final scene to the section here and answer questions about the script, analyze the text about a sitcom, match the date with the event according to the text. Just we're having a quick revise of what we have taken before after reading. Okay, do you remember this? Very good. We talked about how can the laughter impact our body and brain. Okay, so this is the title. The title was Laughter Really is the Best Medicine. Do you remember this? Very good. So we said that number one, laughter increases oxygen levels in your body. True or false? This is true. Very good. People with lower stress levels tend to get sick more often. And we said that's false. Number three, clowns are a common sight in hospital emergency room, and we said that is incorrect or false because they are common in pediatric words. Four, the first laughter club was started by an Indian doctor. Yes, it is. What is the name of this doctor? His name is Madan Kataria. Very good. Number five, fake laughter does not produce the same health benefits of a genuine laughter. Okay, and this is actually false because fake and genuine one, the real one is having the same health benefits. Six, there are about 800 laughter clubs in the world today, and actually this is false too because we are having 8,000, not 800. Okay, so we are adding another zero. Okay, 8,000 around the world. Okay. So let's start our lesson today. I'm gonna show you a picture here. Okay, now look at this man. What is he watching? What are these two men here doing on TV? Very good. Okay, do you know the word sitcom? The word sitcom. What does it mean? Now, I want you to open page 42. Page 42. Try to find the definition of this word. Just read the first paragraph. Read the first paragraph. You will find what sitcom means. Okay, let's see the answer. Here, a sitcom is a situation comedy without an ending. It consists of episodes, but the situation goes on. Okay, so this is a definition of a sitcom, and it's actually is a situation comedy without ending. Okay, very good. Now, can you name any kind of sitcom you have ever watched, for example? Maybe. Very good. So now we are going to read the sitcom, and when it started, I want you to focus on the passage here. Okay, I want you to focus on the passage and try to find out the dates, what is going on those dates, I mean, okay? So we are having different kind of periods and dates. Try to focus on what is happening on those dates. Okay, so are you ready? Very good, let's start.
Page 42. 10. Writing.
A sitcom is a situation comedy without an ending. It consists of episodes, but the situation goes on. The television sitcom was born in the 1940s and 1950s. It had originally existed as a radio show that listeners would tune into every week to spend some time with familiar characters they grew to know and liked. When television arrived in the late 1940s, shows were filmed in front of a live studio audience, with 3 cameras recording everything for later editing. In the 60s, sitcoms combined fantasy with comedy and used a laugh track instead of a live studio audience. In the 70s, social issues were included, but in the 80s there was a return to the original family concept, the most important success factor behind sitcoms. Nowadays, shows are filmed with a single camera, on location or on studio sets, with no laugh track or live audience.
Very good. Now, here we have a timeline, as you can see. Okay, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 70s, and 80s, and now. Okay, so I want you now to find out what happened, what really happened on those dates. Okay, according to the text here or the passage here we are having. Okay, so try to find out what really happened, okay, on those dates. Okay, so now we'll start on 1940s. What happened? Okay, the filmed in front of live studio audience. We are having audience, people who watching the film. Okay, 3 cameras. We're having 3 cameras, and later editing. What happened on 1950s? Okay, on 1950s, the sitcom actually was born. Okay, so sitcom was born, weekly radio's show. Okay, so here we are having the sitcom and the weekly radio show. Actually, the sitcom start like a radio show. On 1960s, what happened? On 1960s, it started the fantasy and comedy laugh track. Okay, and we're having the fantasy and comedy, also the laugh track. On 1970s, the social issues started to be included in these shows. Okay, very good. 1980s, what happened? Return to family concept. Okay, returned to family concept and success factors. All these are included on 1980s. What about today? What happened? Okay, so today here we are having single camera, only one. Okay, on location or studio set. Okay, and they are not having no laugh track or live audience. Okay, not just look at these two now. The difference between these two here. What happened? From the beginning, 1940s, okay, they filmed in front of audience, okay, 3 cameras and later editing. But what about here? Now, the film have only single, okay, only one camera on location or studio set, okay, just we have seen earlier on the studio set, okay, no laugh track and no live audience, Very good. Now you are going to see a script, okay, and I want you to make sure that you understand the script. Try to speculate what happened between in this script. Actually, you will see like a conversation between 2. I want you to identify those 2 men here in this script, okay, and find out what really happened. Okay, because I'm gonna ask you who are the characters here, okay, and what happened between them. Okay, so I'm gonna give you now time to read. Okay, of course I will help you with that. Now we are seeing here a script. Let's start with Act 1, Scene 1. Okay, entering, it's INT, in the living room. Okay, now we are trying to give details, information about the scene. Okay, what's going to happen? Morning, okay, not night, morning, day 1, Omar and Kevin. So Kevin runs into the living room wearing his tracksuit and notice a letter on the table. Okay, near the door. As he tries to open it, Omar walks in with a funny look, okay, on his face, pointing to the letter. Okay, so Omar went through the door, of course, with a funny looks on his face, okay, and pointing to the letter, okay. So this is the conversation between these two, Kevin and Omar. Now, Kevin was excited, okay, Kevin was excited. Look, I got it. I am a university student. Okay, so what was in the envelope? Omar said, okay. Here Omar respond, what? Atalos attempting to stop him. He trying to stop from being exciting. Okay, stop Kevin. Okay, from being excited. Okay, but he's trying to stop Kevin from being excited. Okay, now Kevin rushes out. What does it mean, rush out? It means that he is going out very quickly out the door, holding the envelope, the envelope or the letter, as bites of confetti star falling out, marking his trail. Omar stands at the door, shaking his head. Okay, this actually what happened really. Okay, so he's trying to stop Kevin. Omar trying to stop Kevin here. He's holding another letter in his hand. So Omar is holding another letter in his hand. Okay, now Omar, Kevin, you never stop that letter, and he's trying to explain. Okay, so it was an advertisement, but did Kevin hear Omar what Omar said? Did Kevin hear what Omar said? No, actually. Okay, what about scene 2? EXT, it means to go out, okay, in a schoolyard. 20 minutes later, okay, from the morning here, 20 minutes later, Kevin is running around the school training confetti. Okay, so here trying to what? This is another scene. Okay, so but what about the first one? What happened between Omar and his friend Kevin? Okay, so now let's see these two questions here. Who the main characters are? Who are the main characters here? Number 2, what has happened? What has happened? Very good. The main characters are Omar and Kevin. Okay, Omar and Kevin. Number 2, what happened or what has happened? Okay, Kevin sees a letter, reads it and gets excited. Okay, we talked about get and the adjective or the past participle. Do you remember this? Very good. Get excited before dashing out, moving out very quickly, dashing out to move out or get out very quickly or leave quickly. Omar is trying to explain something. Okay, so he's trying to explain something. That's what? The letter is an advertisement. Okay, so but Kevin rushes out of the door and does not notice Omar. Okay, so here what happened? Kevin doesn't notice Omar. Okay, why? Because Kevin rushes out of the door very quickly. Okay, very quickly. So he does not notice what Omar is doing. Okay, very good. Now let's move to B here. Scene 2. We will continue now by your help, of course. Okay, Kevin receives the following messages. Okay, according to the letter or the envelope on his voicemail. Read the messages. You are going to read the messages and say who has left the message and why. Now, as I said earlier, I want you to speculate what, okay, who has left and then discuss how Kevin will feel when he reads them. Okay, when he reads the messages. Okay, let's start the first one. Number one, hi Kevin, this is Dad. Your brother has told us the wonderful news. Congratulations, son. We are very proud of you. Number two, hi Kevin, this is your bro, Ali. Well done. Do you want my help with moving your things? Call me. Number three, hello Kevin, this is Mr. Jackson from University Admissions. Unfortunately, we don't have any record of an offer of a university place for you. Please, could you call us on 234-7684 EXT43? Thank you. Now, I want you to tell how Kevin will feel when he reads them. Okay, and first of all, who has left the message and why? Who has left this message and why? Let's start with the first one. Hi Kevin, this is Dad. Okay, Dad. The first one is Dad. So his father. Okay, so who's sending the first one? His father. Okay, how Kevin now feels about it. About this message, I mean. Your brother told us that the wonderful news. Congratulations. So he is trying to, of course, he feels like being proud. Being proud. Okay, so the first one, the father left the message for him. Okay, congratulations. Okay, so he said, congratulations, son. So he is trying to congratulate him, okay, for being a university student. Number two, hi Kevin, this is your bro, Ali. Well done. Do you want my help? So who's writing now this message? His brother, Ali. Why? He's offering him his help, okay? Do you want my help with moving your things? What do you think? How Kevin feels here? Okay, grateful, of course, because Ali is offering, his brother is offering his help. Okay, so he would be grateful. Number three, hello Kevin, this is Mr. Jackson from university. So the third one is what? The third one, who left the message? Mr. Jackson. Why? Telling him that he's not accepted, okay, in the university, or unfortunately we don't have any record of any offer of a university place for you. Okay, so this is why Mr. Jackson now writing this message. Okay, what do you think about Kevin's feelings now? Is he happy or sad? Very good. So here he feels like disappointed. Okay, disappointed. Why? What happened? Because as Umar said earlier, this letter was an advertisement. Okay, it was an advertisement. Very good. Good job, guys. Now let's move to exercise C. What we are going to do now, scene 3. Okay, we are done 1, 2. Now let's go to 3. C3. Omar has left a message for Kevin at home. Okay, what in this message? Read the message and say why Omar has left the message. Okay, you are going to read this message from Omar, and we will say why did Omar left why Omar has left the message on the table. I mean, how does Omar feel? Okay, then we are going to write, or you are going to write a voicemail message. Kevin leaves for Mr. Jackson. Okay, and trying to explaining the situation. Explaining what? The situation. After reading this message from Omar. Let's read together. Hi Kevin, you ran out of the door so quickly that I didn't have a chance to explain. That letter was not from the university offering you a place. It was an advertisement. I am really sorry. I know how much you want to go to the college. Anyway, Mr. Jackson called and said that they don't know who you are, so you had better call and explain the situation. I will be back at 6 p.m. See you later, Umar. Okay, so now here Umar trying to telling Kevin, okay, to write an explanation, okay, to explain the situation to whom? To Mr. Jackson. Okay, why? Because there was a misunderstanding on Kevin letters here. Okay, so you run out the door so quickly that I didn't have a chance to explain. Okay, so Kevin misunderstand what Umar's saying, or the letter of Umar's. Okay, very good. Now, as I said, what do you think? How Kevin feels now? As I said earlier, Kevin is disappointed. Okay, so he's disappointed. Okay, so very good. What about Umar here? He's asking him to write what? An explanation for Mr. Jackson. So can you help Umar here, or Kevin, to write an explanation to explain the situation here? Okay, very good. Because you are going to need this in the next exercise. Okay, in the next exercise. Why? We are going to write how the episode will end. Okay, you are going to make notes. You are going to write notes here. Okay, so you are going to use this one as notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. Okay, you are going to see also this page. As you can see here, episode 8, act 1, final scene. Here, where is the place? Okay, as you can see here. Okay, the place. You should write the place. For example, you could write, for example, school. Okay, very good. Time of day, morning. Okay, day, day 8, for example. Okay, and of course, you could write here anything you want about the day. Also, the name of characters, you should write, for example, Kevin. Sorry, you should write here Kevin and Umar. Okay, nice. Now you are going to start is standing, sitting. Now you are going to give scenes, okay, or the scene. But first, let's see how we can write those scenes, or how we can write the sitcom. Okay, number 1 and 2. Let's start with number 1 and 2. Brainstorm ideas about funny scenes that you have experienced, heard about, or seen. So you have to think of a famous show or a sitcom, for example. Number 2, identify. Identify what makes them funny. So you are going to brainstorm ideas, bring ideas, okay? Then you are going to identify then what makes them funny. Very good. 3, research. Research what? And read scripts from sitcoms you know to get ideas, okay? So you can research, okay, and find out, read scripts, okay, scripts from sitcoms you know to get ideas. 4, picture. You are going to picture each scene and write a draft description, okay? Try to imagine the scene. Try to imagine each one or each scene and write a draft description. Number 5, focus on what? On the characters and list their characteristics, okay, if possible, draw them. Okay, so for example, you will draw Umar, and of course you will draw Kevin. Here, you should focus on the characters. Okay. Number 6, outline what? The events in the episodes. Okay, you are having, for example, 8 episodes. What the events, the main events in each episode, the events. Number 7, go back and edit after finish. Okay, when you finish the, outlining the events here or descriptions and so on, go back and edit. Okay, to make something or to change things. Replace or add to your material if you would like to add another character of, or you want to draw another characteristic, okay, here for Kevin. Finally, number 8, give it to someone else to read before you finalize it. For example, your friend, your brother, okay, give him the notes or the description of this scene in order to see, okay, your notes about the scene or this episode, okay. So this is how we can write a very good sitcom, okay, guys. And finally, we reach the final slide here. What we did today, write a description for the final scene to the sitcom, answer questions about the script, analyze the text about the sitcom, match the date with the event according to the text. Okay, and this is what this was the last slide of our show today. I would like to thank all of you for watching us, and I will see you inshallah next lesson. Thank you.